picked a good day today. We are going all out. What do you want to call it? Just old school. Let's just call it what it is, rattle-trap fishing, right? But we're gonna go throw the Redeye shad. And the Redeye shad might not really still be known about. I mean, yeah, people know about it and throw it and stuff like that. Do they really understand what that bait's all about and what you can do with it? Oh yeah, and if you're wondering, yeah, I finally picked a day. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for it to get really, really cold. And as you can see, yeah, it's so cold that it's actually kind of, I'm gonna have to wait a little bit to run just in a second. But yeah, it's so cold. We got fog everywhere. It's gonna get that water temp down just a little bit more, which is what I want. I want it to be colder. When we, down here where we live with grass, yeah, you can catch them at a lot of times, different times of the year. But this is like rattle trap season. This is Redeye season. This is when we start doing it. And so we're gonna go out there. If you see what I got on the front deck of my boat, yeah, 6 of them. I got 6. There's another reason for that. So I don't know if I'm gonna do this in a 2-part series or just a different video. Kind of depends on how today goes. But a lot of different rods up there. They'll have a lot of some different reels, some different red eyes, different sizes, all different colors. We'll kind of get into all that. But today, yes, all about the red eye. Gonna figure out what it can do, the different ways we fish it. It's just not one of those baits you throw out there and reel in. You can, and you'll catch some fish doing that. Like on good days, right? But on tough days, to like get an extra bite or two, or sometimes to get every bite. We're gonna go talk a little bit about how to get those fish to bite and how we work it. Because this bait's a little bit different, designed a little bit different on purpose. So, God, I really hope I don't have to idle all the way. It'll clear out. Hopefully it's just a little pocket right here. It doesn't look like it. But the other good thing is there's only 2 other boats on the lake right now, and I watched them both load, and I never heard any of them run, so I don't think they went very far. So I might just idle a little bit. Look around. Maybe I'll find some deep stuff too. All right. Let's roll. So yes, I'm gonna go out there and catch some fish on a red eye, and I'm gonna showcase it a little bit and talk a little bit about it. But really, this video was me trying to learn Lews rods and what rods I really like what rod do I really want to throw this red eye on, and I'm gonna go over all that at the end of this video. So stay tuned for that. But this is how I figure out what rods I like. This is what I do. I go out here and I test them, and I test them all day long before I ever tell y'all anything about a rod. So stay tuned for that. All right, so I'm really not, I just get into the lake, don't really know what's going on. So I'm not doing anything special. I'm really just kind of reeling it back, just trying to keep it out of the grass. And it's starting to dawn on me pretty quick that they're not really where I think they should be. I don't really think they're that much in the grass, but like I said, I just keep going. I'm going around this channel, but I'm not doing anything special. I'm really just reeling it. Like I said, just trying to keep it out of the grass, just looking at the depth finder, looking at how high the grass comes up, and just imagining that I'm just kind of barely wanting to tick it. And, I finally do catch one. It loads up on it pretty good. I find out later it's right on the edge of the channel, but it was really the only one I caught back there. And so, man, that kind of shocked me. I figured I'd catch more, at least in my first spot. And when I didn't, I was like, all right, well, let's kind of keep going. Let's see what else happens. We might have to move areas. I kind of move areas, and what I'm looking at is I had seen a fish bust or two right on the edge of this channel, and so I was kind of paying attention to them. And really, what I was doing, I was kind of shocked again. I'd been fishing quite a bit, but really hadn't got bit, so I really still didn't know what was going on. Oh, there we go, finally. I knew this one was a bigger one, and I was I was hoping something maybe had changed. Like maybe I was starting to figure some stuff out. It's not a bad one. I'm not gonna lie, it's been kind of tough. I really just think it's like, I really just think it's just tough. Like, I don't think it's like anything else. Not a bad one. Man, it hit it good. It's funny too, like I just saw one kind of explode over there. It's I've been going a long time. I hadn't had a bite. I had a bite about 10 minutes ago. That one crushed it. So, man, I think it's just this front. We finally got a little wind. I mean, a 2-mile-an-hour wind on a day like today is a big deal when it's been glass all day. I just think that really cold night, it's gonna make it better, but it might not have made it better like right off the bat. But now I bet you we start catching some. So if you guys notice, I don't reel this thing just normal every time. Like if you'll see, I'll keep my rod tip up high at times and I'll bring it down low. I'm always varying the retrieve. The way the Redeye sinks is so unique. And to be honest with you, just fishing pressure. Like if you've heard me in my videos for a long time now, I'm just talking a lot about fishing pressure, man. If fishing pressure is like, it's crazy on these lakes. It's not like you can just go around these lakes anymore and just catch fish. I mean, you got to really trick them now. And so, man, I'm always just trying to get a reaction strike out of a Redeye. When it's really good, you don't have to, but for the most part, you got to do something to trigger those fish. All right, so I actually went and changed lakes. I actually have something else kind of going on that I have to do as well. So I actually was always going to fish 2 lakes. I wanted to see which one was better. So I come to another lake and I'm kind of messing around. I kind of see something bust over here out in the middle. And it turns out I did find a big school of fish. As you can see, I'm not even really gonna cast that far. I see a big school of fish. Look at that. I mean, I catch one like 5 feet from the boat. Hey, maybe there's a chance. maybe, just maybe, I figured these fish out. It's another big one. Look at that one, man. Golly, that's got some spots on it. That's on that 3/4 ounce. Look at the color, right? Look at all the spots on that tail. Even on his back fin, but look at all them spots. That's cool. Oh. I said just kind of trying to figure out this red-eye deal. They're more on bottom. On this like real scattered little stuff. I mean, I'm barely not even really getting hung up in it. But it might have figured them out. So I did this for a while, caught a couple, and they kind of quit biting it. Threw a little crankbait around, caught a couple, and they kind of quit biting it. It was some of those fish that are kind of like schooling fish, right? They'll bite a couple times, and then once you trick a couple, they won't bite anymore. So I was like, all right, let's kind of head back to the grass some more, and then kind of leave these fish alone. So I head back, just kind of fishing grass. I said it's still not that great. I'm seeing fish, but so many of them are on the outside edge of the grass. I ended up catching one more. This was like another about 3.5 to 4 pounder. Another good one, but like I said, I was still going a long time between bites. And so I ended up, I was pretty much done for the day. I fished for about another 30 minutes. That's sometimes why you don't boat flip them, but I really wasn't too worried about it. And that was my red eye day. Like I said, I really wasn't worried about trying to catch that many. I really just wanted to check out the rods and see what was going on. And once again, like I said, a lot of stumps. All right. So after going out there, throwing a red eye, even though it really wasn't the right time, I mean, it's close, it's okay, but it was a lot harder than I thought I would. But the problem is there's just not a lot of fish up in the grass. Most of the fish, I'd say 95% of the fish I saw were out deep. But, you know, it is what it is. I had to go figure out what rod I wanted to throw, because it's about to be that time of the year. So even though it's not right just yet, I still got to go do it. So here's what I know. Like I said, I started off with I got some other rods out here on the deck now too, but I started off with a bunch of rods, like 6, okay? And I just wanted to see, kind of feel them. You know, mainly I wanted to feel what that red eye felt like, because to me that's almost a little bit more important. Sometimes there's certain situations, like certain techniques, right, where it's not so much the rod as in what I want to feel, it's more like setting the hook, like leaning them, catching them, stuff like that. This is a little bit of both. I can tell y'all one thing, trying to get all this stuff unhooked. All right, I'm just trying to get them all out here and let y'all know which ones I tried and which ones I liked. But I had some other rods out because, like I said, I saw some out deep. I wanted to go kind of fish for them. I had this, it's a 7.4.5, medium heavy. It's okay. It's a Team Lews Custom Pro ledge. It's not really, it can work, right? But it's really not my favorite. My favorite ended up being, and I had an idea that this would be like this. Oh, it's over here. I would say there's two favorites, okay? Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. Get these out of the way. I did try this Pro TI. I didn't throw it that much, but I did like it. Okay, so there's basically 2 rules of thumb in my opinion. Like, you got the really high grass and the thick grass, one where you're really ripping it out. I don't want a really long rod for that. I want a kind of shorter rod. It's probably going to be a little bit stouter. You're really ripping out of the grass. This is the one. It's a Team Lews Signature Series Mark Rose rod. Okay, that's it right there. It says Jig Worm. It's a 7'2", power, heavy, moderate, fast. Okay, that's the one. Like, I had an idea that's the one I was gonna like the most. I like it because when you reel that red eye, man, it's like, I mean, it is like freaking going nuts. Like, you can feel it. Like, when you get a little speck of grass on there, you can feel it. That's kind of what I want. I want to know when I'm hung up in the grass, I want to be able to rip it free. So that was the rod that I'm going to be doing a lot of that for. Okay, now you can still do the same thing with this rod. I had a feeling this was going to be my favorite rod for maybe not so much thicker grass, like not the grass that's that shallow, maybe the regular 3 to 4 or 5 foot grass. It's a 7'6", Super Duty, you know, medium heavy, fast action. I had this rigged up with 2 different baits. Okay, I had it on that one and I had it on this other one. Now I bring it up because they kind of make different ones, and what I mean by that is they make this Mark Rose swim bait 7'6", same kind of deal, medium heavy. It's just their signature series. I think that's just as good. It's almost the same rod in my opinion. It's very hard to decipher between them. And I threw this 3/4 ounce on it. I do like the 3/4 ounce on that. I would probably not throw the 3/4 ounce on that one, just on this one. So after doing everything, those are my 2 rods I like. After all that, after going out there with a whole bunch of rods and kind of figure them all out, I think I'm ready. I think I know exactly what I want. So yeah, those are my 2 rods. It's basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have multiple Redeyes tied on, and when I go now, I don't have to worry about it. So it worked out. That's the best way. That's why I didn't want to do an entire Lews rod deal. Like, I'm going to be doing this throughout the year. It might take me 6 months before I figure out a rod for a certain use. That's just it though. I'm not going to sit there and get these rods and go, hey, I just got all these rods, this is what you need to do. Y'all know me, I don't do that. There might be some rods I don't even like, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna wait till I use one, use it a lot, catch a whole bunch of fish. Like I said, I've been doing it long enough that I had a feeling those 2, I thought that 7.4 might be okay. It was just a little too mushy in the tip, but everything else, man, money. But I'm out. I gotta go. We gotta film a TV show tomorrow. I don't know when I'm releasing this, but I'm just letting you know we're doing a little protein drilling tomorrow. So I gotta get going. See y'all.